What up, what up, what up, what up, what up, Crypto Warriors? It's Ultra Crypto back at it again. Today is Monday, July 6, 2020. Why in the world should I take a long or short position in something I don't know anything about? Warren Buffett. I like to stay close to Warren Buffett because, in my opinion, he is the greatest investor of the last century. And you can definitely use what he has applied to himself and apply it to crypto. Although he's a crypto hater, you can definitely use what he's done and apply it to crypto and make the same kind of gains eventually, in my opinion. Of course, not financial advice. If you like the kind of videos I bring to you on a daily basis, smash that like. It smacks YouTube in the face, and subscribe, hit the notification bell, because YouTube hate crypto videos. They're like Warren Buffett. This is coming from Cointelegraph. Chinese court used blockchain for property e-sealing. Several courts in China have implemented blockchain technology as a way to secure properties with an electronic seal. More use case for blockchain as a whole. This is a net positive for blockchain, again, in my opinion. E-sealing system applies blockchain to protect the property. By applying the blockchain-powered e-sealing, courts are able to securely monitor a property in real time with the help of video surveillance. Specifically, if the property is distributed or disturbed, or being damaged, distributed, because I love saying distributed so much. The blockchain system automatically turns on a surveillance mode and sends mobile warning notifications to plaintiffs and law enforcement personnel. China is obviously leaps and bounds ahead of any other country when it comes to using technology and developing technology. They don't sit there and say they need to ban it. Well, they do say that, but they don't. Although they're saying they need to ban it, they're actually applying it and using it on a daily basis. They're trying to leverage it as much as possible. Okay. Apparently, the use of the blockchain technology is intended to keep all data recorded and unmodified by involved parties. You can't screw with the blockchain. It is immutable. It is secure. If you go in there and try to change it, you got to know the whole 51% attack or whatever the case is. But in this case, being that it's a private blockchain, more likely, right? It's a government blockchain. You can't just go in there and change something and alter something because everyone will be able to see that change. Everyone will be able to see whatever you try to alter. That's what I love about blockchain technology, the transparency that is being used. Blockchain property e-sealing is used by a Beijing court for the first time. This development marks the first time that a Beijing court has used electronic seal for property. Again, great use case, and we will see how it develops moving forward. They're the ones that are pushing this blockchain tech and using this blockchain tech, while you have other countries not using it and trying to stick to the old way of doing things. Next, coming from Bloomberg, going back to China again, China imposes checks on large transactions after bank runs. Whenever you see a bank run, they're going to do whatever it takes to stop us from getting our own cash. Remember, when you put your money in a bank, it's your money. However, it's not your money, because if the government decides that it's not your money one day, then it's not your money. And we're seeing that right now. And this is being imposed in China. China imposed a program to keep large transactions in check amid heightened concern over the state of its financial system as bad debt ballooned in the wake of the coronavirus outbreak. This coronavirus outbreak thing was the pin to pop the bubble of all bubbles. We're starting to see who was in the ocean, who was in the sea without their swim trunks. We're starting to see who didn't have any underwears on or the swim trunks on now that the tide has receded, right? As the saying goes, so to speak. The pilot program aims to tighten monitoring of unreasonable demands of large amounts of cash. What is an unreasonable amount of cash demand? If it's your cash, if you have $1 million in the bank and you want to take it out, it's your money. They shouldn't tell you you can't take your money out. This is why I love, again, this is why I love blockchain. This is why I love Bitcoin. No one could tell you you can't take your money out when you want it. It's your money. So, and furthermore, you're going to be the one in charge of your own money, because you'll have your wallet, and you'll have access to your wallet anytime you want it. See, large amount of cash to keep the systematic risk in check. The PBOC said in the statement, regulators will protect the public's normal need for large transactions, it says. How are you going to, before I go off on a tangent and start like wilding out here, this is just more smoke and mirrors. This is just BS. They're trying to keep as much money in the system, and I'm throwing up air quotes here. They're trying to keep as much money in the system to prevent, not the bank run, to prevent the system from failing. Because the system is just a house of cards right now, and if somebody sneezes, and a lot of people are sneezing because of the coronavirus, right? Not trying to be funny, but it is, if somebody sneezes, the house of cards is going to fall. And we're seeing people trying to get access to their own money, and the government is telling them, no, you don't have access to it. And the central bank is telling them no as well, because, central bank, government, all tied into one. Authorities are seeking to shore up $41 trillion banking system, which could suffer an $8 trillion or 8 trillion yuan increase in bad debt this year, according to the S&P Global. Again, they're trying to keep as much money in the system to keep it afloat. So if you want to take your money out to use it for whatever reason, if you just want to stuff it in your mattress, or buy Bitcoin like you should be, then they're trying their best to prevent that. Small Chinese banks tracked by UBS Group AG need an estimated $349 billion of fresh capital. So they're already down $350 billion, these small banks. And we could assume that it's actually more than that, but this is what they need to tide them over for a couple of weeks or whatever the case may be. This is why Bitcoin is important, people. This is why you need to be getting Bitcoin. Not financial advice, of course. I'm just saying. Next, this is from the Daily Hodl. Get out of here. Prominent Bitcoin whale predicts mass altcoin extinction ahead of the next Bitcoin rally. So this person, whoever they are, is saying that all altcoins will go to zero, and that's how Bitcoin will win. A prominent Bitcoin whale who made a name for himself by ranking at the top of the Bitfinex trading leaderboard says he believes a massive altcoin purge will happen before the next Bitcoin leg up. This is his direct quote. My view is that shitcoin mass extinction event will likely precede the next Bitcoin rally. Make of it what you will. With all the investments in projects like Ethereum, governments using Ethereum, big business using Ethereum, projects like VeChain, where they have, again, governments and big business using their projects. The projects are getting like Tezos, Icon, Cardano, the list goes on and on. Do I believe that all 5,000 cryptos are going to survive? Hell no. Do I believe that only Bitcoin will be the only one? No. There are too many good projects out there that actually have a use case, and they're actually doing things with them, and they're actually building on them to say that they're going to all go to zero, and that they're all shit, and that they suck, and that only Bitcoin is the only one that exists. That's just, no one is certain. No one can be certain of the future. And this is why you got to have that spread. You got to diversify and have different projects in your portfolio, because you never know, if one can go to zero, others will definitely go to zero, like in the altcoin forest, as Ivan on Tech would say, all the way down at the bottom of the list. A lot of those projects don't need to exist. A lot of them are scams. A lot of them are just shit coins, so to speak, and they will go to zero. But to say that only Bitcoin can be the only one, I think, is a little ridiculous. And again, who do I know? I am not a trader, I'm not like this guy who's on the top of the Bitfinex trader leaderboard and all that stuff. So what do I know, right? A lot of people are expecting a down leg, yes, but the question is, are they prepared to buy into a real dump like a repeat of early March or worse? So he's predicting in the short term a dump like what happened in March, or possibly worse. Could it happen? Yes. This is Bitcoin. This is crypto. Of course it could happen. If I thought Bitcoin would go to zero, why would I accumulate it and keep net long position at all times? He, like he said, he believes in it for the long term, but short term, he could see it going down. Bitcoin market is I like this part right here. Bitcoin market is a relentless tug of war between actors who want to use Bitcoin to accumulate fiat profits and actors who want to use fiat or fiat substitutes to accumulate more Bitcoin. Yes, and I am one of those actors on the latter end who use fiat to accumulate more Bitcoin. Look, man, you always got to do your own research. You always, don't just follow what people say because they have a large following and because they are the top trader on the leaderboard or whatever on a trading platform, and don't follow some random dude, me, on YouTube. Always do your own research and come to your own conclusion. If you believe in coin number 5,000, so be it. That's your decision. If you've done your research and you think that a number 5,000 will take the number one spot, so be it. That's your decision because you've done your own research. You can't blame anybody else for the loss you may that may happen. And again, you can't thank anybody else for the gains that you may receive because you've done your research. Everybody just got to do their own research and come to their own conclusion. This is crypto. Anything could happen. For all we know, Bitcoin could go to zero and we all go back to a fiat world. And governments, doing the same shenanigans that they're doing right now. Let me know what you think. If I'm crazy. If I'm not, smash that like. Talk about it in the comment section. It's Sergeant Crypto, and I'm out. Peace.